poor alternative. Bone is a poor alternative.
In carnage, I bloom like a flower in the dawn. I envy silence because I must be loud. The composition needs something.
You fell right into my trap.
The ecstasy of killing. I swear each performance is the last, but I lie every time. I will make you famous.
There is no drama in a peaceful death.
There is art here, waiting. Divine.
An enemy has been slain.
It's no use.
Symmetry is so boring.
An enemy has been slain.
If I keep getting interrupted, how can I be expected to work?
Salvation approaching.
Breathe in the atmosphere. Your life had no value before me.
Banish your fear.
My audience awaits. Bliss comes only in the moment before I fire. Inspired. Through my work, you shall transcend. I am at my best only during the performance. Everyone wears a mask. I just chose to create my own. Let's get rowdy! risen from the filth and muck. Lotus blossom. I am beauty.
An ally has been slain.
I get nervous before every performance, but I need that feeling.
An ally has been slain.
A costume, some makeup, a spray of blood.
An enemy has been slain.
This is my calling.
An exclusive service. You'll find I murdered the competition.
Sing for me.
You inspire me.
All right. I couldn't miss your performance.
Kindly stop moving.
I inspire action. My talent justifies all actions. This passion compels me. What sweet sadness is killing?
Dance for me. This is your curtain call.
I see here.
Places, please.
What damage?
One, two, four. 2, 2, 3, 4. No poet's words could match my craft.
Into my trap.
Beauty is pain.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been
How lovely!
Smile. Everyone is watching. You will learn what beauty truly is. Art is worth the pain.
An enemy has been slain.
I am a slave to this passion. Breathe in the atmosphere.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
My clients expect the best. You poetry. This comes only in the moment before.
An ally has been slain. Turret plating will soon fall.
Through my work, you shall transcend.
Don't have me. Let's delight.
It's so difficult to work under these conditions.
Killing spree.
Waiting. You inspire me. The end is important in all things.
Would you kindly stop moving?
My work asks questions. It never has answers.
Has destroyed a turret.
Dog.
Heavens decline.
Wells me. This would be easier if blood came in more colors.
Your Your turret has been destroyed.
Right where I want you.
Has destroyed a turret. Gift of Radiance.
I feel inspired.
Smash. You fell right into my trap.
An icon doesn't have to explain himself. Must exist beyond reason. I wonder what they think when they see me.
Right on cue.
Stand strong.
In carnage, I bloom like a flower in the dawn.
Bowstone.
Precious.
Banish your fear.
I can take it.
My genius will be understood.
Gift of Radiance.
To my trap.
Enemy has been slain.
I never hurt anyone. It is the performance that kills. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4.
Would you kindly stop moving?
That delightful moment before the curtain goes up. Every element must be in place.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. An ally has been slain.
Shooting. So we're going to watch 6.5 minutes of a video. I'll get back to that in a second. You'll see there's some slides I'm scrolling through. They're there to help you,
I
when it comes time to study for the quiz next week.
These eyes.
So I want to very briefly tell you the lab this week is going to be A/B testing of a website. So you're going to be performing a work task that would be typical of somebody who is majored in HCI, where you're going to observe a person using a website and take notes and make recommendations to the development team. So you're going to work in a team of 3. There are 3 roles. There are also 3 websites. So every person will have an opportunity in every role. You'll rotate as you go through the websites. Homework that's due next Monday. I want you to read a website on dark patterns. It's not a very big website. It's not a ton of reading. You'll be okay. And there's a quiz on dark patterns on Blackboard for you to take. And then you're going to write a 2-paragraph personal reflection. It's going to be about, like, for you personally, what is the role of office hours? You know, how do you use them? Stuff like that. And so now I'd like to get to that video. Stop sharing that. And I can share that. Share the audio. All right, let's see how this works.
The work is what matters.
Hi, I'm Kelly Ross, librarian for the Center for the Study of Ethics and Professions here at the Illinois Institute of Technology. This video is meant to help you gain a better understanding of what we mean when we talk about the terms ethics, morality, and the law, as well as introduce you to what a code of ethics is and the role it plays in ethical decision-making. When I teach ethics workshops here at IIT, I usually start by asking students what they think of when they hear the terms ethics and morality. Are these terms the same, or do they mean something different? I usually have 1 or 2 students who in the class respond that morality is something to do with religious or social beliefs, and ethics is something to do with doing the right thing or treating others as you'd like to be treated. And this is a very good start. However, let's quickly take a few minutes to look at some common misconceptions about morality and ethics before we dig into what these terms actually mean. First, ethics and morality are not about feelings or a conscience. Feeling that something might be wrong in a given situation may be a sign that there's an ethical question or issue at stake. It is not enough to base our decisions on just what we feel. Ethical decision-making is a rational and practical process that helps us decide how our actions affect others. Ethics and morality are also not about religious beliefs or how we were raised. Religion can help us set high ethical standards for ourselves and can provide intense motivations for behaving in an ethical way. But religion sometimes falls short in having us address the complex ethical problems that we often face in daily life. Ethics and morality also goes beyond just following the law. Laws often reflect ethical standards, but they can also lag behind ethics, and there may be areas where it is impossible to create laws that adequately address certain situations or issues. Finally, ethics and morality are not just whatever society accepts as right. Morality is something that should be common to all societies, and ethical standards should be universally applicable. While many cultural standards are ethical, such as treating others with respect, there can also be socially accepted behaviors that are unethical. So, for instance, assuming the majority of Germans in Nazi Germany approved of the persecution of the Jews, intolerance towards Jews was right relative to Nazi Germany's societal standards. But if we apply universal ethical standards to this example, we soon realize that the right of every human being to be free from persecution. With all of this, how can we define the terms morality and ethics, and what are the differences between these two terms? First, morality is the standards of conduct that everyone wants everyone else to follow, even if it means everyone else is following them would mean you have to follow them as well. So if others follow these standards, you have to follow these same standards. These moral standards are things like don't kill, don't steal, keep your promises, and respect the rights of other human beings. Moral standards must be well-founded standards of right and wrong that prescribe what humans ought to do, usually in terms of rights, obligations, benefits to society, fairness, or specific virtues. Such standards are adequate because they are supported by consistent and well-founded reasons. Ethics are any set of morally permissible standards of conduct that each member of some particular group wants every other member of that group to follow, even if it means that they would have to follow these same standards themselves. So ethics are the moral standards that apply to any specific group of people, such as a profession, a workplace, or even a team. When we're talking about ethics, we are talking about what are the standards of conduct that we want our team members, colleagues, and others to follow, even if it means we have to follow the same moral standards ourselves. Now that we've talked about morality and ethics, let's quickly talk the difference between laws and ethics. Laws are often extremely relevant to discussions about ethics, but we must be careful to distinguish what we can legally do and what we can ethically do. These two things are often very different. Ethics are the aspirational standards or the goals that we want all members of our profession, team, or business to try and reach. Hold paramount the safety and welfare of the public, treat colleagues, clients, and others with respect, keep private information confidential, and asked to do so, and give credit where credit is due, etc. Laws are standards that set the bottom line for what is considered acceptable behavior, and these standards are also enforceable. If you break the law, there is often some sort of punishment for doing so. For instance, you are driving a friend home late at night and see a stop sign at a four-way intersection in a local neighborhood. There's no one around, and it is tempting just to ignore it and keep driving. However, you know that as a driver, you are legally required to stop whenever you see a stop sign. If you run through the intersection without stopping and a policeman sees you, you're going to get a ticket. The law sets the minimum standard for what a person needs to do when he sees a stop sign. However, as an ethical person, you know that the moral thing to do, even if there is no chance of the policeman being there to give you a ticket, is to slow down and look to see if others are coming. It's dark, and there might be pedestrians walking across the street or another car pulling up to the intersection. You are going to stop because you don't want to cause anyone harm. Even if there was no stop sign at the intersection, you might feel the need to drive slowly, just to avoid causing anyone else harm. So ethics calls upon us to go above and beyond what is required by the law and think about how our actions may influence other stakeholders, such as pedestrians or other drivers, in this situation. One final point about laws. 99% of the time, it is ethical to follow the laws of society in which you are living and working. Laws are usually based on ethical standards, but not always. If you look back in history, you can find many examples of laws that are unethical, like laws legalizing slavery in the United States in the mid-19th century. In the 1% of cases where laws are not supported by ethical standards, it would actually be considered unethical to follow these laws. This is another reason why ethics go far beyond just following the law. So while these cases are extremely rare, it's always good to think critically about the ethical standards that are behind the laws that you are asked to follow. Knowing the difference between terms of morality, ethics, and the law is extremely helpful. How can you learn more about what the ethical standards are for a specific profession, workplace, or organization? Ethical standards are often expressed as codes of ethics or a code of conduct. Codes of ethics are usually written by a group of people to codify the specific ethical standards that they want fellow members of the group to follow. For example,
Breathe in the atmosphere.
Okay, guys. I think I've stopped sharing. Here we are. Okay. So, what's the name of the organization that created the ethical standards for people who are working in computing? Okay, thank you, Shri. Yep, it's ACM. ACM stands for the Association of Computing Machinery, which kind of sounds like it's an association of machines, but it's actually an association for people who work with computing machines. It's actually a very old organization, and rich in history, and they've been working on code of ethics. It's actually a very old organization for a long time. And so they periodically will update it. The code of ethics that you read for your homework is what I would like you to use as we prepare or as we work through this lecture. So what you're going to do in this lecture, you can go to Blackboard Week 4. You can click on Ethics Case Studies. It's a folder. And the first 6 files are the case studies. And then you'll find at the bottom a lecture sheet, case study, team assignments. And if you open that, it's just going to tell you which team is assigned to each case study. We don't really have roles this week because this is just a discussion-based thing. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to spend approximately 15 minutes in your team of 4 discussing and answering the questions that are on the bottom of the case study. Then I'm going to close the breakout rooms. We'll all be together for a minute while Shrikant makes a new set of breakout rooms. And then you guys are going to spend 10 minutes in case study specific breakout rooms, meaning every team that read one case study will all be together in one breakout room discussing that. In that conversation, you're going to choose a person who's going to address the entire course, the entire class, and at around 28 minutes after the hour, we'll pull you guys back together. 38 anyway. At the end of 10 minutes thereabouts, I'll close the breakout rooms again. We'll all come together, and each team will have about 90 seconds to report out to the rest of the class. Does anyone have any questions at this time? Okay, so jump into your breakout rooms and feel free to go get your case study.
Through my work, shall transcend. I provide catharsis for my colleagues and my victims.